Alright, it is FrOzenSwipe here, and I hope you enjoyed that little intro that was made by a subscriber of mine, Book0888, and his name will be on the screen there. And I really, basically, really sound guy. He sent me a message saying, hey, can I make an intro for you? I said, yeah, sure, and that's pretty much what he came up with. Now, Books, you may realize that I actually, changed it a little bit. It's not that I wasn't happy with what you did or anything, it's just that I wanted to make it a little bit more personal. So I decided to edit it a little bit, but I really did love what you came up with. So yeah, what do you guys think of that new intro? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Tell me what you think. Do you want me to use it more often? Because I quite like it, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to what you guys think. But I'd really, I'd want to give a huge shout out to Book0888. Cheers for that, and I have been meaning to add you on PSN. It's just that I haven't been playing the last couple of days, but I will add you, okay? The one time I actually went back, I couldn't remember what your PSN name was, and then I remembered. It's only now that I realized it was the same as your channel, so sorry about that. I will add you, okay? But yeah, I was hoping to maybe do this commentary yesterday, however I was quite busy. I will explain why in probably another commentary, and that was actually what I was planning to do this commentary about, but then I saw the Black Ops reveal trailer and I figure, oh, okay, now I gotta jump on this bandwagon. So I have managed to scramble up a good bit of information about the game, mostly about the single player. They haven't released a lot of information about the multiplayer, but from what I've heard of the single player, I am really psyched about this game, and might as well just get straight into the information, seeing as that's pretty much what you've come here for. So the first thing that you have probably noticed, that pretty much everyone noticed, okay, forget the robots, forget the futuristic settings, bro, there's horses in the game. And everyone was just like, what the fuck? And I do realize that, it is kind of ironic, seeing as horses have been used in warfare for thousands of years, and Call of Duty has to go into the fucking future before we can use it in a COD game. But to be honest, I don't think these horses are actually going to be in the futuristic part of the game. Reason being is because the game actually starts off in the 1980s, still during the Cold War between the US and the Russians, and focusing primarily on the proxy wars in Central America. The whole purpose of this sequence at the very start of the game is to basically give the origin story of the main protagonist in the game, Raul Menendez. Now, this guy is going to be a complete and utter dick at a later stage of the game, but this is pretty much to show why he's a complete and utter dick. So, yeah, he's pretty much going to act like not Reznov, he's pretty much going to act like Makarov in Modern Warfare 2. So, yeah. For this opening sequence, you're going to play as Alex Mason, i.e. the guy from the first Black Ops game, and you'll also see it from Frank Woods. Frank Woods you've also seen in the trailer, not looking the best, but then again, if you narrowly survived that explosion, I'd say you wouldn't be looking too well either. So yeah, it's originally set in the 1980s, obviously something happens, and then Raul becomes an evil motherfucker. Then you fast forward to 2025, i.e. the futuristic setting with all the robots and drones and shit, and yeah, in the future, it's still quite tense. Basically what happens is that instead of oil now, countries are fighting over these rare earth elements, and this is pretty much what goes into making all of these drones and these robots and things like that. So it's very important. It's more important than oil now, and I think these rare earth elements actually take technology off of its independence from oil. So I mean, obviously this is really, really valuable stuff, and most of it is located in China. Well, what happens is China bans the exports of these rare earth elements to the US after a cyber attack which cripples the Chinese stock exchange. So obviously they're not happy about this cyber attack, and they're blaming the Americans for it. The only reason I'm saying this is because of the way that it's worded in the information. Odds are it's probably Raul Menendez who is responsible for this, because his whole role during this whole thing is to try and provoke an all-out fighting war between China and America. We're not entirely sure why, but I'm sure his methods, or his motivations I should say, will become apparent in the opening sequence of the game. Because of this, Black Operator David Mason has stepped up to the plate, and yes, he is actually the son of Alex Mason. Sorry if you could hear my dog there, she goes crazy when someone rings the doorbell. Anyway, yeah, so this guy, odds are it's probably him, for two very simple reasons. The trailer seems to focus on this guy a lot, and also you can kind of see a family resemblance there, so odds are this is probably David Mason. But anyway, he's got to pretty much step up and try and save the world. Now, it does sound like it's following the, main, oh, America's great, America saves the world, there's some evil guy and America is awesome, all that sort of thing. Does seem to follow that sort of formula. However, there's something very interesting about the story mode which I have come across, is that the fact that it's going to be the very first Call of Duty game with a branching story, i.e. decisions you make in the game are going to affect how the ending turns out. So I mean, and how the story is going to play out. So I mean, that's something we've never seen in a Call of Duty game before, and I'm really looking forward to that, because it's an incentive for you to go back and play the game over and over, make different decisions each time to try and get different endings and see how the game plays out if you do something differently. So it's going to give people an incentive to go back and play the campaign more and more, rather than just going back and trying to get the achievements for playing all the missions on veteran or something like that, which is pretty much the only reason why anyone plays the campaign, is to get those achievements, I'd say. So yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to the campaign. There's also a new game mechanic that they're bringing in called Strike Force missions. Now these are side missions where you are given an objective and you can look down on the battlefield. You can man drones or vehicles or things like that. There are loads of different ways for you to try and complete this objective. However, you only have essentially one life. If you're unable to complete this objective before you die, then that is counted as a loss. You don't start a new checkpoint. That's it. That's the mission over, and that will affect how the game plays out. So whether or not you complete this objective is going to affect how the game turns out. So this, again, obviously is going to change the game, and it's going to make the game either easier or harder depending on the circumstance. So I think this is a really cool idea. I'm actually really sold on this. But yeah, there are also rumors that Reznov might be returning, and you never know, maybe down one of these branches you might see him again. We never actually saw him die in Vorkuta, but I very much doubt that he's going to come back, because I mean, just look at Woods. I mean, he was young in when Black Ops, in the Black Ops setting. So I mean, I can't imagine Reznov looking too well, even if he did survive Vorkuta somehow. But you never know, he may come back as a flashback or something, with Alex Mason in that opening sequence, I don't know. But I've just heard a lot of rumors that he may be coming back, so you never really know. This is the part that I'm speculating. But yeah, all of the information that you just heard there is true, and I'm really stoked for this game. I mean, despite the fact that the multiplayer could very well flop, I'm still going to buy this game purely for the single player. I like the new setting, the new premise and everything like that. Hopefully it's going to be a fresh experience, something that we haven't experienced before. And I think that was the main, it's the main downfall of a lot of the Call of Duty games, is that, it's pretty much been there, done that kind of thing. We've done this before, and well, so I mean, this new setting is definitely going to bring something fresh and new to the series, and I'm really looking forward to it. The campaign looks like it's going to be amazing. So yeah, this has been FrOzenSwipe. I've put a lot of hard work and effort into this, so yeah, I hope you've enjoyed, and yeah, thanks for watching.